Hey guys, good evening. It's Tuesday, the 28th, and I am back. Thank you guys for your patience. It's good to be back. Hey, I see Zoe and Carrie. I see Jennifer. Hey guys. Ashley. Cool. I see Jim, Nan. Lots of people popping in. Oh man, I am so sorry about last night, guys. I just crashed like 10 minutes to 10. Just absolutely crashed. Hey, Nan. So, yeah. I Ashley says I earned my paid time off from Art Throwdown. Hey, Trisha. Yeah, so the funny story about that last night was I went outside around, let's say, 8 o'clock. I'm like, okay, got enough daylight. I'll just mow the lawns really quick, water the front garden, and be done with it. So that was my plan. So that was 8 o'clock. And then, oh, here comes Russell. And then, I very well rested tonight. Thank you, Nan. And then, like, 9:50 rolled around. Hey, Russ.
Hello.
And I literally started passing out on the couch. My husband's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I sent the group text to you guys. I'm like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I'm toast. I can't do this." And literally 5 minutes later, I was upstairs, passed out, and I slept for a good, it must have been like 10 hours I slept. Just straight sleep. So I apologize about last night. I don't know. Russ, I was telling them, I went and I mowed the lawn and I watered the garden at like 8 o'clock, and it was so humid. Like the air quality was just absolute crud and I could not breathe. And then I came back in. I'm like, I'm just going to lay down for a little bit. And then, yeah, no. So,
So straight sleep as opposed to crooked sleep or gay sleep or I don't know.
as opposed to the usual intermittent sleep that I
Got
get.
it.
So
Got
I
it.
have never,
Got it.
it's very rare that I sleep like straight on through for like a full 10 hours without waking up. It was just like a full 10 hours, like continuous sleep. Yes.
So Carrie jumped in and helped last night
That's awesome.
moderate. Yeah.
I have not had a
And
chance to
so
catch your IGTV channel, Russ.
well, I put it on YouTube as well. So I
Yay.
used my
Okay.
time at the theater very creatively, and of course, as you know, it takes forever for YouTube to upload those things. So
Yeah.
I just started it and then came back to it like 2 hours later, and it was done.
And depending
But
on your connectivity, sometimes,
right,
like in my house, I can get it uploaded in like 30 minutes. If I'm at
yeah,
my mom's house, it's like do, 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 do. So
yeah,
2 hours
exactly,
later, it might be
yeah.
uploaded, but it might not be. So,
Yeah, so I started it and then walked away, left my phone at my station and did, theater stuff and came back and it was done like 2 hours later. But I do need you to go back and edit the title and all that kind of stuff to get it
oh,
into,
ease
yeah,
peas. Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
because you
Catherine.
have a particular format. Kristen is here. Hello, Kristen.
It's
It
Catherine.
is Kristen. K.
Nope, it's
Charlton. No,
Catherine.
Catherine.
Catherine with a K.
Catherine with
With
a
a
K.
K. Yes. Hey, Catherine.
Like cards for kids. You know
Don't
that
do that.
commercial?
One eight
Yep.
seven seven cars for kids. Donate your
Yep.
car today. See, the cult
Yep.
has got me. It's got me, guys.
But I was so awful last night, and it was just I was so embarrassed.
Why were you
And
awful?
well,
How
I
can
just
you? No.
okay, yeah, no, the content wasn't awful. We had a great time. We definitely missed you,
Sorry.
and no, and we all understand. So, and we missed those of our regulars who didn't realize that I jumped in. Because it was so last minute thing, and I was just like,
I'm
well,
so
let me just go
sorry.
ahead and hope. No, don't no need to apologize.
Because
But
I was like,
uh,
y'all can either do it or like, let's come back Tuesday. Like,
yeah, no, I had no
it's
problem in
open
doing
ended.
it.
Yeah.
I have no problem in doing it. But here's the thing, and this happens on Sunday too. When I'm presenting solo, I am so far ahead in my content. Like I'm usually like 10 minutes ahead. Like you know how when you play chess, you're like 3 moves ahead.
Like you know where you're going with your content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when I have to stop and read, I get so lost, and so I get thrown by these names. If I can't instantaneously get them, I get the wrong name. I was calling people by the wrong name last night, and so I wanted to apologize for that. But that's what's going on. That I am 10 minutes further into my content than at that moment. So that's why I stumble with people's names,
And then plus
which
two people drop the comments in and you're like trying to read the comment, digest it, and respond to the comments. So you're like kind of doing
Yeah,
this
yeah. So
up,
yeah,
down.
so but
Yeah.
so I do apologize if I called you by the wrong name last night, but I have my cheat sheet tonight, so I am all on the ready.
The consensus,
Uh,
though, in the comments is that you were not awful and that it was very good last
oh,
night.
I
So,
appreciate that, everyone. It was I had fun. It's we when I think the consensus as well is that we um Carrie, I did. Carrie goes, you wrote my name down. And yes, because the problem is, um, and I'm going to share this, is because you and Rhonda are so similar
yeah, hers is like
that,
create mail.
right, it's create mail and create creative 82. And so when I see it, it doesn't instantaneously register because all I see is CRE without seeing the rest of it. So it's easier for me just to have it down. Nan, I'll call you Fred. Absolutely. Have no problem calling you Fred, Nan. So, yeah, so Carrie, that's why. So, um, because when I'm with you, i.e., Allison, it's just no, Carrie. No, don't go changing it. Don't go changing your heart. Oh,
Carrie,
tonight
you
we're
can
all
be
playing.
whatever persona you feel like. It's all good.
Exactly, exactly. No, Carrie, don't. This is fine. It's just that when it's the two of us, I have. It's much easier for me to glance at my cheat sheet. It's when I'm doing it solo, like on Sundays or like
You're
last night.
multitasking. It ain't
Yeah,
easy when you're doing
yeah.
that live. Yeah, yeah,
But
I feel
uh, but
that. I feel
but
that.
last the consensus too is that it's a better show when the both of us are here. It's a good show when one of us is here, but it's a better show. It's how about this? It's a great show when either of us are solo hosting, but it's a fantastic show when both of us are here.
Right on, right on.
Yeah,
And to be
yeah.
honest, I'm gonna have to go back into the YouTube. I want to watch Carrie. Carrie, I don't think, I've not seen Carrie on one of the videos. So,
Well, she's not live. She didn't co-host it live. She was moderating
oh,
um, via the comments.
oh, I
So she
see.
was helping me that way. Um, yeah.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah,
Okay,
and Carrie says she was just in with Jen. She was on with Jen
nice.
just yeah.
That's
Uh,
cool, guys.
yeah, yeah. It was a different kind of night. It's I shared probably a
That's a
little bit
good
too
thing.
much about myself last night, but you talk about what you know.
You know what? No, and like I have those moments too where like I'm like I'll tell a story or something and I'm like, did I overshare? I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Who knows?
But here's the thing, and you and I both have said this that when we started this endeavor, it was never our aim to get at the level that we are now, and we both
Right.
have progressed so much in terms of comfort level. And I would have never have thought, which is one of the reasons why I started my video series, the Looking at Stamps, because of my charity. I wanted to be a lot more comfortable talking to people in front of the camera, listening to my own voice, which I still hate, but some of you don't mind it. Um,
I like it.
that I appreciate that. And so I wanted to feel a little bit more comfortable, and this was one of the ways that I could feel comfortable doing it by just continuing to doing it with friends.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we never have thought, and Jennifer has mentioned similarly that she has become a little bit more comfortable as she's co-hosted with you, and now she has her own pre-show show.
Which I need to get in
Sick.
on this.
Yeah.
It sounds
And
awesome.
so Phil,
I've been there once.
similarly, Phil didn't feel as comfortable. I think he feels a little bit more comfortable now.
It definitely
So yeah,
takes time. Yeah, for anybody out there that is not used to it, or you're like, oh my God, I could never do that. That was me back in February. And I was like, ah, what do I do once I get on camera? Ah. And then like I did it. And now I'm just like, I'm sharpening pencils on camera, guys.
yeah,
So it takes for
S-
me, it took a few months to like legit truly feel, you know,
yeah, yeah.
for the most part comfortable on here. So feel like myself or natural. It takes a while, especially if you
Which
haven't done
one?
it a ton.
Yeah. Hello, that one, Carrie. Is that the one you like? Hello. I don't know. But so
No, I
what are
like the
you?
hello friends.
Oh, uh,
Which is usually, no, my favorite is at the beginning of the looking at stamps. It's like, hello, friends. And at the end, it's the bye bye.
yeah.
Click. Anyway,
So what are you
poor
working
Fab.
on besides sharpening your pencils?
Wow, it just so happens that I have this famous coloring book, Nature Escapes, at the
Oh,
ready here. I've got two things going, okay? You guys can't see it, but I have a wax melter back there on the counter. And the whole story behind that is my mom gave me a bunch of candles a few weeks ago. And she's like, these candles are almost used up, but I like them. I want to combine them. And I'm like, no problem. So I'm one of those weird people that just has a bag of long candle wicks just in case. And whenever I have candles that I like, I let them melt down to about nya, and then I will melt the rest of them, pull out the old wick, and then recombine them. And I do like funky layered things. So right now, I've got a candle. I think it's a Yankee candle then back there on the burner called Leaves. So my mom loves fall, so I'm doing like kind of a fall motif thing for her with candles. So yeah, I'm doing that,
that's cool.
and I'm coloring, and I think I am going to go with this. Actually, I know I'm going to go with this lovely bird pattern right here because it's going to make a pretty cool envelope when I'm done.
That's the sparrows page.
I like this. I
Yeah.
like this. Aren't sparrows one of those really aggressive species of birds? Or are
I
those
don't know. I just think
finches?
they're. I just offend. I don't know. I just think they're cute.
They are. They are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
especially, I think these birds might have like a slight edge to their attitude, which all the more reason. That's why I love to color them. Like channeling the birds. Anyway.
Feed the birds. Feed the
Oh
birds.
no. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins,
Yeah.
no. Tuppence a bag. No,
Yep.
no, no, no.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, so actually
That song.
that's my
That song
candle
still makes me
conservation
cry.
effort. And it makes a great gift. Think about that. It makes a great
Diva
gift to
Jane
someone.
has joined. Welcome.
Hello.
Ashley says, give them fierce eyebrows.
Yes, I'm gonna give my sparrows some attitude. So they need like fierce eyebrows and some ferocity. So I'm gonna give them both. That's my
So
plan.
it has been requested of me, and I forgot who asked. I want to say it was Janet. Hello, Lisa.
Hey,
Welcome.
Lisa.
I think it was Janet last night, saying she was having difficulty with her Pantone choices for the postcard challenge. So she was having troubles coming up with a color. So what I thought that I would do is I would be a mixologist today and mix up some colors
Woo!
to show how I do that process. And I asked her what medium she was working in, and she hadn't decided on one. So the consensus came to be either work in acrylics uh, or colored pencil. So I'm going to see what time we have today and work in both of those if I can. So what I have done, and I've just taken some watercolor paper. That's what this is here. And I have marked off an area that I will color in so that it's like a box. Are you familiar with the Pantone postcard series?
Yes, I am. I think
Okay.
I don't know what the story is behind them, but every time I see a photo of them on Instagram, I think they are absolutely gorgeous.
Frank sent me one, and it was the russet orange one, and he marked out the ET, so it became rust
Yes,
orange.
I saw that
Yeah.
one.
So that was the catalyst for this week's postcard challenge. And so all I did was mark off a 3x3 square on a 4x6 postcard sized piece of watercolor. So this is the one that I'm going to use with the acrylics. So I taped off the area on this one. This is the one I'm going to do with colored pencil. And so so that's
Nice.
what I'm going to work on. But what I do is I always have scraps of the same material. So this is a 5x7, so I'm going to practice on this one. Um, and then what I suggested is to pick a color, some kind of somewhat of a neutral color. And I suggested to Janet, if it was indeed Janet that I talked about this with last night, to start off with a gray, because she said that you can start off with any neutral color, and so this is just a gray here. These are Crayola pencils,
Mm-hmm.
um, and so what I tend to do, and this is the color pencil one, is just mark off an area with, and these are the easiest ones to work with, are the pencils. Crayons are even easier because you can just layer color on top of color on top of each other.
And it's funny,
So
it's not something that I would typically think to do with colored pencils is the layering
it's to layer
technique.
them? Oh
For
yeah,
watercolors, absolutely, but for pencils, you had me at layering. I'm like, wait, they layer? Is this a thing?
absolutely, absolutely.
I never knew that that was. I'm sure it is a technique, but it's never been something that I didn't know to do it. So
Yeah, if you were a kid of the 60s and 70s, we did this all the time in our geography classes. Do you remember where you had to color in, like countries and the
yes,
water and all that kind of stuff?
yeah.
Well, one of the big tricks back then when I was going to school is this layering. And what you would do is you would color the country softly, right? So you would do it like real soft like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you would outline it with the color that you really wanted, and that you would do it really, really dark.
Ah.
And so that's how you distinguished, you know, the
So you just
country.
use your color of choice to kind of make the political boundaries around it.
Exactly, exactly.
And
You know,
did you use the same political boundary color for all the countries, or did each one have kind
no,
of its
each
own?
well, that was the trick of it, is that each country had its own. But if you were cool, and of course I was cool in school, no two colors touched. If you could do your map without the same color touching itself, then you were really cool.
That sounds like my dad when he eats. Like he can't have any of his side dishes or main entree touching. And we always joke that he needs one of those divider plates like little kids
Yep.
have because he's like, don't let that touch my mashed potatoes. I'm like, okay. So anyway,
So this is the geography coloring session, but you can already see
cool.
where some of that gray and green have crossed. You see that on the very
Yeah.
outside here,
Yep. Bleeds
right?
over
So that's
slightly.
the
Yeah.
right. So that's the layering, because when you soften that up and just color on top, you're going to get that brand new color.
Nice.
So,
Yes,
and
Carrie,
then
the gravy is touching the peas. Like it's always a problem. We have to separate. It must be separated. They can't be together.
sounds like a couple of marriages I know.
I mean, but I'm like, it all goes to the same place, dude. But yeah,
Yeah.
that logic does not check out with him. He's like, yeah, but so he has like a certain way that he has to eat them. I'm like, okay,
So
separate.
this is the new color that you get when you actually layer on top of each other. And so we would come up with a new color a
Very cool.
new name for that color. And so that's the easiest way to do color mixing is to start off with a neutral in a lighter color and then put another color on top. Jennifer says she doesn't like gravy. So I am going to call this color, so if this is my Pantone color, I would call that pea gravy.
Ashley just had an accident. A
No, careful
fussy
now. A fussy cutting
cutting, a
accident.
fussy cutting accident.
That's not, that is a happy accident.
Mr. Rogers was decapitated.
Oh
Ooh, that was
no,
not a
poor
happy
Mr.
accident. That
Rogers.
was
That was
tragedy.
not.
That was paper tragedy, it sounds like. Ashley, what dare I ask, what was it? Was it a stamp? Was it like a paper cutout of Mr. Rogers? What was it? Tell us. We need
But
to know.
now that you've done that, you can take that and give Mr. Rogers a funny head. So, like, I would take that the headless Mr. Rogers, and put one of those fish heads from last night on top of it, and that would be cool, right? Just like last night, I was giving my fish a crown.
Oh, it
So
sounds like I
yeah,
missed some fun last night
yeah,
there.
we were collaging last night.
Darn it all.
Yeah.
Darn it.
So I'm digging out because I have the pieces of my collage here somewhere. So what you could do, Ashley, is give Mr. Rogers a fish head. That
It's
would be
true.
funny,
It's
right?
true. You
Yeah,
absolutely could.
yeah,
It's a new twist on Mr.
yeah.
Rogers. It's a new take.
She's mortified because she's trying to think creatively about it, but right now she's just mortified. So who was that? Oh, was it Picasso or somebody who gave who did all those collages with crazy, it was one of those crazy artists that
Crazy
a
artist.
did a fish head collage.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of them.
That one I don't know.
Yeah, Goya or somebody, who knows?
Dali? No, I don't know.
Dali, that's it.
Was it?
That's who.
Was it Salvador
Yeah, that's who.
Dali?
Yeah, that's exactly who I was thinking.
I was like, it could have been honestly any. Well, maybe not Goya, but because wasn't Goya more like neoclassical or something
He
in
was.
his.
He was. I was thinking. I knew it was Spanish, and that was
Salvador
the first.
Dali would be my
Yeah,
guess. He
yeah.
was kind
That's
of out there. He was
yeah. He's the one
avant-garde.
that had the handlebar mustache guy.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that dude. That
That dude.
dude. The dude. Oh, and I see Janet joined. Hello, Janet.
Oh, Janet, I'm mixing colors. So I started off. Was it you who asked me last night? Please clarify if it was you. Um, I think it was. But so I'm layering colors here with colored pencils because, and I start off with my gray, like we suggested last night, and then just putting another color on top. And it doesn't have to be. And that's the nice thing about colored pencil, is that it can be as smooth as you want. Now, one of the things that you may notice that I'm doing is I start the color in one direction, and then I turn and color the second color in 90 degrees, a 90 degrees turn.
So it's kind of like perpendicular. No, not
It
perpendicular.
is. It's
It is
exactly, yeah,
perpendicular.
perpendicular. That's
Okay.
it. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because then your brush strokes disappear with your colored pencils, and that's how you can get see all these brush strokes here, all this white
Yes.
area that's still there.
Mm-hmm.
That gets rid of that. So here's my second color. Here is we called this one. This is green. This is gray with green on top. We call this one pea gravy. And here's one with pink. And I would call that one, let's call that Smoky Rose.
Ooh. Okay.
See, and that's the
Paging Bette
part.
Midler. Got a Smoky Rose here.
Oh, is that a Bette Midler?
Didn't she sing a song, The
I,
Rose?
d- yeah, she did
She
do that.
did.
Yeah.
Totally. I don't know. I had that just gave me a Bette Midler
Some
vibe looking at
say
it.
love.
And every
That's
single
that
time
one,
that we would
right?
have a concert at school, there would always be some super awkward person that would try to sing the song, but nobody could nail it the way Bette Midler ever could.
Nobody's gonna nail like Bette Midler. Yeah.
Nobody. Ain't nobody got that. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Moroccan Hospitality is joined. Welcome.
Hello. Good evening.
So this is the second one, and then you would just, and then if you wanted to get really creative, now that with colored pencils, the most that you're gonna probably do is be able to do is to get two colors to keep them distinctive. So I want to do a. So let's do. So remember, I've colored this way with the gray, and I'm gonna go
Then you switch direction.
switch directions, and this is a color that I've actually used. Um, and this one is called anything I do with gray. I call it smoky, um, usually because that's what it reminds me of. Okay. And you can see the lighter colors or the more pastel colors are a lot easier to see the second color. But when you get into darker colors like this plum, you can now add a third color to lighten this up. And so now I'm going and putting white over it so that the gray shows up a little bit more. And so it's easier to lighten up a color and make it look a little bit more gray by putting a white. And that's one of the only times that this will really work with colored pencils. So that would be our third color there.
That looks like a smoky magenta to me, just by the way.
Really, I think magenta would be much more pinkish, right?
Smoky fuchsia?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. I would probably go with a purple color. I consider fuchsia in the pink family rather than the purple, but that's just me.
Sometimes I'm not sure that I
Being
know my colors, truly. I'll just throw out a name, like chartreuse! Like, oh wait, nope. Nope, 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 nope.
Letters to Carrie has joined. So do we have Carrie twice?
Yes. Carrie has switched devices and possibly accounts. Well,
Maybe
definitely
she's
accounts
both.
and possibly
Maybe
devices.
she's both on two different devices.
Is it
Oh, she
possible that there
Carrie
are two
says,
Carries?
"Oh, there's more than one Carrie." Absolutely,
Is it
absolutely.
possible? I feel like maybe this is a whole conspiracy and there were
Carrie
actually
said,
two to begin with.
I agree with you. So Carrie, same device, switched it up. So there we go.
Well, now.
Well, no. Okay, so that's how you can do that, Janet. So it's not, it doesn't have to be, don't make it hard on yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Um,
Oops.
um, Letter Stokeri, that's her new name, according to
Yes.
Ashley.
Yes. And just by the
Like
way,
fee
let's
fi
see.
for fairy.
Okay,
Carrie.
we have 30 minutes and I need to solve for one technical challenge that I'm having right now. So
Okay.
I need to go get a
And
charger because my phone is at 20% battery. I know, completely not like me. Because usually I charge this bad boy up like to the max before I do this. Let me see if I have a charger back here. Do. Thought I did. Well, damn, where's my charger?
I give up. Where's your charger?
I haven't, this one's not long enough. Hang on, my dudes and dudettes.
I cannot see it. I say it that way. Okay. I have no idea what she's talking about. So let's see if I can find some neutral colors. I've got black. I have orange. Um, I can start off, but it's not the colors I want. I've got a brown. I was gifted a whole bunch of acrylics from the theater. Oh, Gail is here. Hey, Gail, welcome.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
You are not sounding you're in a tunnel.
It sounds like I'm in a tunnel.
Yep.
Bitch. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. So I don't have my headset on, so I don't know if you guys can even hear me that well.
We can hear you.
Kind of, sort
We
of.
also have a reverb.
I do.
Let me just make sure it's
Well, it's either that or I'm going to be at 20% battery, which is no bueno also. Well, Russell, they say they can hear me, so you know.
I can hear you. It's just I have a reverb. I can hear myself.
Can you turn off your other thing? Don't you have two devices going?
I do, but my other one is already turned off. So let me get off of my. Hold on.
Oh, this has never happened before. I don't know. Yeah, so unfortunately, like a total goofus, I did not charge my phone. So the good news is my phone is now charging. The bad news is we have some reverb. Oh, and Russ echoes. Oh, crud. I'm sorry. Let me see. If I turn down my volume.
I just turned off my headset. No, and I can still hear my echo.
Shoot. Well,
Dude, don't worry about it.
now you're really in the tunnel. I apologize, guys. I don't know how to solve for that. So I'll be quiet, mostly, and you can watch me color. Eh?
I don't think that's the solution. I think it's me reversing.
It's a solution.
No, I think
You sound fine to me. Well, let me charge it a little bit, and then I'll go back to my headphones in a bit.
No, I think the better thing would be for you to talk and me to watch because I'm the one that's echoing.
That's fine too. You were too quiet last night. Was Russell too quiet last night? Or was that sarcasm and Russell was far too talkative last night? I don't know. I cannot tell. Well, anyway, I've got a yellow pencil here, and I'm about to go ahead and color these bird wings in, I guess. Don't worry, guys. It's all improvisational. We'll just make it work. We'll make it work.
You're having a Tin Gun moment.
Oh, she's saying I was too quiet. I was quiet last night. I was too quiet. Yes, that would be because I was sleeping. And I will say, it's been a minute since I had such a deep sleep. I don't even remember dreaming anything. It was just 10 hours of continuous sleep. And I woke up this morning and I felt so much better. I think I've just been going on a sleep deficit these last few days a little bit. And I think ultimately between that and the humidity and doing all that like assorted yard work outside, I think it all just caught up with me. So I think that's what happened. But yes, I agree. I probably was way too quiet last night.
We heard you snore all the way to New York.
What was the Tim Gunn moment? I missed that one as well, Russ.
No, Tim Gunn, that's his tagline, make it work.
Oh, make it work. Oh, okay.
Like, have to make it
That
work
just
for
happens
you.
to be my tagline in real life. Like, make it work, make it fit, make it happen. Let's see. For some reason, I thought this was a red. Doesn't this look red to you guys? But it's coming out like a burnt sienna or some kind of a dark orange.
Heidi's joined. Welcome, Heidi.
What?
So Janet, hopefully you're watching and not listening, but yeah, so I've got gray and I have pink, which is one of my favorite combinations. So you take blobs of each, spread it separately, and then you take the separate and join it together. You never join the two blobs.
I really needed to color tonight. This coloring definitely calms me down.
I love coloring.
When I have moments in real life where I'm like in real life channeling Pepito, I need coloring in my life to chill me out. Somehow I think Pepito is like an extension of my personal, like, subdued angst. He's like a subconscious extension of my angst.
So Janet, this would be the smoky pink, smoky rose that I just did in the. So here's the smoky rose in colored pencil, and this is the smoky rose in acrylics.
Hmm.
And then, if you want to darken or lighten, you just mix more of whichever color that you want. So if I wanted to go a little bit darker, I'd bring more of the gray into the mix that I have here on the palette. What is that phenomena? ASM or whatever? Whatever. Do you know what I'm talking about?
AMSR?
Yes, that's what we can hear with your colored pencil.
You can hear me coloring?
I can. I can hear every brushstroke.
Okay, do you want me to turn my volume down or leave it as
No,
is?
no. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing about the AMSR thing until about a year or two ago. Right around the time when people started putting videos of satisfying things, like, look at this slime that I am squishing, so satisfying. And then around that time, the AMSR trend started, I think. Or maybe it was earlier than that, but maybe I just didn't notice it until about a year or so ago. Anyway, don't know what the origin is there, but it's a thing. I see it all the time now on YouTube.
So, Carrie, this one is Grink. That's the new name for this one. So, you see the two difference? This was the one we started off. That's the medium tone. This is the darker tone by adding a little bit more gray.
Hey, Russell,
You
did you
talking to
read
me?
Highlights magazine?
What's that?
Did you read Highlights magazine when you were younger?
As a kid, yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about Goofus and Gallant?
I don't remember.
Does anyone out there remember the cartoon comic strip Goofus and Gallant from Highlights magazine? Give me some hearts, yo. Or give me some comments. Who remembers Goofus and Gallant?
I have no idea.
We got some hearts. I don't know who those were from, but I found a couple of old highlights. Oh, there's more hearts! Yay! I found highlights magazines from the early to mid '90s, and they still had. Nobody knows who Goofus and Gallant were. Zoe knows. Okay, it was a comic strip, and you can probably Google it. It was a comic strip with these two boys, and one of them would always exhibit the proper, kind, acceptable behavior, and the other one would exhibit the complete opposite. Like, here's what not to do in public, or here's how not to build a relationship with a friend. But it would be, for example, I'll make one up. Like, Goofus reaches greedily into the candy bowl and doesn't share with anyone else. And then it would be Gallant, and it would, the next square over, it would show Gallant. It would say, like, Gallant thoughtfully chooses what piece of candy to share with his friends and then only takes one piece for himself. Um, Janet said that's why I was reading highlights in the 70s. No, 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 no. Even if you go back to the 1940s, I think, when Highlights magazine first premiered as a publication, I think you can actually find really old school Goofus and Gallant comic strips from way back when. So they've been a thing for a while, but I don't think they changed the format of that particular comic strip in there until the early 2000s, maybe? Because it used to just be two squares, like a black and white comic strip, and now it's completely colorized, and like they made them look more, quote, modernized and more cartoony. It doesn't have that, like, that vintage black and white vibe that it used to have. Anyways, I'm rambling. Go Google that for yourselves, peeps. They're, I don't know. It's just awesome. It was awesome. And I read that magazine in the 80s. It was like that magazine you found in the dentist's office. It was awesome. It had art contests inside, and it had the Timber Toes, which is another comic strip with like a little dog in it, and like, I don't know, family made out of timber. Kind of cool. But Goofus and Gallant, man. Goofus and freaking Gallant. It was the best comic strip in that whole magazine. Just saying. Go check it out. It's on Google. Why am I mentioning this? It's important because I had a thought bubble as I was sitting at my computer today and not wanting to do work. And I'm like, oh, hey, I know what I could be doing right now. I could actually be making my own comic strip. And instead of Goofus and Gallant, I was going to make it Pepito and Bacone.
And but Cone would be the good one.
Yes, it would be like, I'm trying to think of a scenario. Bacone kindly and courteously holds the door for someone who's coming in. Pepito angrily slams the door in someone's face as they're coming through the doorway. But the thing is, I have to explain the joke so it's not as funny unless you get Goofus and Gallant and like you've read Goofus and Gallant. Ah, Janet read Mad Magazine back in the day. So did I. I actually enjoyed Mad. I was sad when they discontinued it, by the way. Very sad when they retired it recently.
Never read that either.
Really?
Really. So
Did
this
you
is the
have
third.
wacky packages?
There's a joke there, but I'll leave that alone.
No, they were trading cards. Did you ever collect
Oh,
those?
no. I was gonna say I had wacky packages in my pants, but other than that, no.
Just for the record, they have also brought back wacky packages as well. As well. And I have some. I have some upstairs. I was I was a card collector. Oh, too bad Frank's not on tonight. Where is he? I Yeah, I used to collect Garbage Pail Kids and all of those cool bubblegum cards that were like a. They had them. They had a series about horror movies. So like there was one pack like you could get different still images from like Poltergeist or Nightmare on Elm Street. Like they had a whole horror series. They had an Indiana Jones series that was also pretty cool. Uh, oh, decapitation update. So Ashley says it is taking a dark turn here, and she's going to show it on the chat after Art Throwdown. So, Garbage Pail Kids. No, wait, Carrie, what were Snorters? Were those cards? Was that a card series that I'm not aware of? Snorters. Oh my god! Barbie trading cards. Jennifer, did you have the Barbie sticker book? It was like a sticker book, and like you bought the packets of stickers. You could get them from like a drugstore or a dime store or whatever, and like you had to like match the fashions up in the book. I think we still have ours somewhere.
What was
They
that?
snort when they laugh. Okay, Snorters was not a product. Oh, okay, never mind. Hi, Peace Lettering. Peace Lettering just joined. And sorry for any
Hello.
audio reverberation going on here. I am actually charging my phone because my phone was running out of juice, so I'm actually not on my headset like I usually am. I don't have a snorty laugh, but I have like a kind of reverse walrus laugh if something's really funny and I can't control myself. But it's like an exceptional event. It doesn't happen all the time. Very exceptional. Let's see. Nick says she has the worst snorty laugh ever. Oh, I beg to differ. I bet it is the best snorty laugh of all time.
So this is my Pantone color.
Looks like Mary Kay.
Maybe I'll call it Rouge.
I'm gonna call it Pink Pearl.
Oh, I like that.
Like like the eraser.
Or I may just call it Prank.
Does it? Did you say crank?
Prank. Look at your screen.
Prank.
Prank. Pink
You know
gray.
what?
Prank.
Can you mix blue and purple? If you mix, did you know? And this is an official mixology term. If you mix blue with purple, do you know what you get?
What?
Burple. It's a real
Okay.
color. It's a Pantone.
I'll have to look that up. Ashley says this
It's a real Pantone.
is chiffon. Is her
Burple.
name for this color?
Jealous. You're just jealous. It's Burple.
I am jealous.
Jealous of my Burple.
Carrie says no. You're wrong. It's Blurple.
Blurple. Oh, you know what? That's even better. I like that.
Carrie gets the crown for the most creative names tonight.
Yes. I like Blurple.
I also like Grink.
What is it?
Grink.
Grink?
Grink.
Green pink?
Oh, there it is. Grink.
What is the whole origin behind those Pantone postcards? I know Frank sent you one, but how long have those things been around for? I just discovered them not too long ago.
They've been around for a while. I don't know.
Were they always postcards though?
Well, Pantone is a series, and they come in these little cards that like flip cards.
Yeah.
So that you can reference them when you're with a client, and they cost
Right.
like $1,000 for the entire set, because it's a designer set.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then what someone did was, and very much like what people were doing, is they're taking the paint chips from the paint store and making postcards out of them. And then Pantone came along and decided to make
Might as well
postcard series.
capitalize on it, right?
Yeah,
Interesting. So Pantone is actually the name brand.
that's correct.
Aha.
My
Pantone.
my mom would call this desert rose. She has a China had a she had a China pattern called Desert Rose that she collected.
Hmm.
But so, Janet, I hope this has helped. Just jump in. Pick two colors. Start off with the neutral. Pick any other color that you like on top. Mix them in the middle, and you have a new color. You can add more of the dark or more of the light, uh, just like I did here. And that's how you can create your own color. Now, keep in mind,
So you would
these are
do
acrylics.
you Russ, you would do a neutral on the bottom, and then you would do a brighter, or maybe a would you do a jewel tone on top typically?
Any color.
Any
That's
okay.
yeah, and you could use any neutral as well. So you can use the dark gray like we did here. You
Mm-hmm.
can use the light gray. So yeah, it's start off with the neutral. So you can use a tan or an off white as well as your neutral. So pick any neutral that you like. Like if you like browns, go with the brown neutrals. If you like grays, or because we were talking about, she had a lot of black in her closet and she was having difficulty making
Mm-hmm.
a color because she has so much black and gray. So I was suggesting to her take the gray as your neutral color and add color to it to come up with a new color. Carrie says the Pantone postcards come in a box of 100 for $30.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
Huh.
but Jenny, you don't have to do these are student grade acrylics. This is Liquitex Basics. These are very inexpensive. These were gifted to me from the theater.
Okay.
And so you could do that, or like I said, you can start off with color pencil if you want. So you don't have to go out and buy a lot of materials to do this. I just wanted to make it fun.
Yeah,
But,
no. And Jenna
but
says now I have to go out and buy painting supplies.
yeah, well, I think everyone should have acrylics, but yes,
And
but
just for
no,
the record, don't buy your acrylics from the Dollar Tree because they don't work very well.
well, not if you're working on a project. You can use Dollar Tree acrylics for this kind of thing because you're
I
not
mean,
trying to
you could use
cover
it for
anything.
jelly printing, I guess, but
Right, exactly.
I made the mistake of I was like, I'm going to be thrifty, and so I got this big thing for $1. I had a yellow and a purple colored acrylic, and it's a big tube, but it just there's something off about the quality of it, even if you compare it just to a um, more economical brand of paint like Apple Barrel. Because I'm not allowed to say cheap, but something that's more economical like Apple Barrel. It's just don't yeah like kids don't get the Dollar
Yeah.
Tree paint. It's
Notes for People has joined.
oh hello. So yes, it's a true story. Don't get acrylics from the Dollar Tree. But
And
if
Lisa says, don't get glow in the dark acrylic paints either.
it does not glow.
So if you're going to an art store and going to get acrylics, get one of these. This is a
Watercolor
watercolor
palette.
palette that you can also use for acrylics, and that's what I'm working on here.
Hmm.
But the beauty of this is that you can take a paper towel, a dampened paper towel, put it on the top of this, and this is the lid, and you can close it up, and your acrylics will stay fresh for the next day or your next
So it
session.
keeps it pretty airtight then.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. Sorry about that. I just hit the camera.
Ah, my wax is ready. I'll be right back, guys. I need to just pour this into the existing candle, or the new candle that I'm making. So you guys can kind of see what I'm doing over here?
So Janet,
Kind of, sort of.
here's the label for you. They have a smaller size, but this is the larger size.
To show you guys, so this was a repurposed candle. I cleaned out this when the wax was pretty melty, so I was able to wipe it out and then scrub it. And then I've got a new wick here that I've got. I put some E6000 or E3000, whatever that craft glue is. I stuck a dab of that on the bottom of this wick, stuck it in. So this is one leftover candle that got melted down. So now I've got another one that I'm going to layer on top. Oh, 4-minute warning. I'll be quick. So yeah, I will be right back.
Lisa uses an old takeout container to do her palette mixing on. You know those old styrofoam kind of plates that you used to be able to get that end up in the landfill and never biodegrade? I've used those as well. But this is my Pantone color, Pantone postcard. But this is the kind of plate that I was talking about. If you have these, if you can get these make great palettes. If you don't want to get a palette, a professional palette like this, these styrofoam plates work really well for mixing. And if you put a damp paper towel on top of this and put it in a Ziploc bag, it will keep your acrylics pliable as well. So Janet, I hope that
$30 for 100 postcards. To me, being the frugal one, I'm like, that's a lot. That's expensive. So, my $3.99 for the 100 patriotic postcards that I got. Awesome. Lisa says she stole it from work. Ooh. Well, that's one way to get your Pantones. Stealing. Yeah. But I only want to pay 3 cents per postcard. No, no, that's ignorant. No, no. I want to make my own postcards. Forget about it. I'm going to make them myself. I'm going to make it out of piece of cardboard, collage, all the things, all the things, all the things. Um, I mean, everybody's filing out of here, so I'm going to start our countdown here since it's already been counting down. Oh my God. Well, thanks guys for popping in, and we will see you again tomorrow night. And hopefully I will be awake for our Tuesday night edition. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys. I just put my headset back on. So there's the magic. Now we know. All right. Bye guys. Good night.